It's a big day for Board of Trustees of University of Florida, and it's a big day for me. First, Governor, I would like to welcome you and thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us. I know this occasion is important to you. You were with us. We went below 10. Remember, not too long ago, we were number 17. And we went below 10. We invited you. You came over. When we came to number 7, you were here. When we were at number 5, you were here. Thank you. I also want to say, Governor, we would not be here. This is truth. We would not, none of us would be here, none of us would be sitting here, and I would not have the opportunity to have the opportunity of my lifetime if it wasn't for you. This is your vision. We're just executing. So I also want to do a welcome to a Kennedy. And definitely, it's not Justice Kennedy. It's not ex-Congressman Kennedy. It's not Chief Justice Kennedy. It's Jennifer Kennedy. Representative Jennifer Kennedy. She is going to be our Speaker of the House in not short term in the future. Jennifer, welcome. Thank you for coming. And of course, we have our newest director of Hamilton, Justice Charles Kennedy. Justice Kennedy, your service to this country is amazing. And you deciding to join us is even more amazing, because I know if you decided not to do something else, you can do lots of other good stuff and get paid much more. But deciding to do this is incredible, and thank you. Thank you for deciding to be here. And of course, one of the most important things is we have our president here, Dr. Landry. Mr. President, welcome here. Welcome to Hamilton. Welcome to University of Florida. We're so appreciative of all your hard work. And of course, I want to welcome my Board of Trustees. We have Trustees O'Keefe, Cox, and Dupree. So today we celebrate, I don't want to miss someone else that has done so much for this university, and that's Keith Perry. Senator Perry, thank you. Thank you for your good work. And it wasn't for you, the governor wouldn't sign that music building. He did it for you, all your good work. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. So today we celebrate more than the renovation of a historic building on this beautiful campus. And I will say more about this building in just a minute, but also today we celebrate a bold investment in future of higher education. The Hamilton School for Classical and Civic Education stand as a powerful example of how our state and our university and our faculty are working together to lead the nation. I say nationally because, as you may have seen, the Wall Street Journal recently recognized the University of Florida for being named by the City Journal as the #1 university in the country, better than other 99 universities that are ranked. And those 99 were universities that are traditionally considered to be the best. I mention this because the ranking noted that among the things UF does better than anyone else is prioritize intellectual growth and civic engagement rather than simply prestige and selectivity. Trust me, we are very selective. You know, getting 100,000 applications and we accept only 7,500, that's selective. Civic engagement is key to what the Hamilton School is all about. At the Hamilton School, we are teaching our students to be responsible American citizens and leaders, to cherish and protect the freedom we enjoy in this great nation, to understand the foundation of our democracy. And I mean, just to understand that the democracy we have, just last time when the governor was here, on one side, the governor was giving his speech. On the other side, we have protesters protesting. You know, this is the freedom. And the idea that shaped our civilization. These are things that too many other supposedly prestigious universities have forgotten and have, as a result, they have lost their way. Not at University of Florida. As someone who came to this country at a young age, I can tell you that I never take for granted how great this country is. Many people in my generation, whether born here or not, feel the same way. And it is imperative that we pass along the commitment to younger generation. I'm not worried about my kids. They're all grown up. I'm worried about my grandchildren. I'm worried about your children, Governor. That is the core of the Hamilton School's mission. And we are thankful for the support and generosity of our governor, the legislature, and others that are not here. I don't want to mention their name, but there's so many other people helping us and critical to Hamilton School great success. And speaking of support and generosity, I am thrilled to announce today that the Hamilton School for Classical and Civic Education has received $5.5 million gift from Kenneth C. Griffin, founder and CEO of Citadel, that will be used to fund new scholarship and graduate fellowship. Can we give him a huge round of applause? This gift by Ken represents the largest in the Hamilton's history and accelerate UF vision for providing an Oxford or Cambridge-style education with a small discussion-driven classes taught by world-class faculty. This gift was not one of those just write a check and give it to us. They put us through the test. They asked us to show them why should they give us a gift. They looked at it, they studied it, and they decided we were worth it. But I'm just so proud of King Griffin. If you look at, since he's been to Florida, and if it wasn't for this governor, King Griffin would not move to this state. Why? He wanted to go to a state that is safe. And this governor made this state safe. He moved from Chicago to Miami because he felt our state is a safe state to be, plus many other things that our state brings. One of the most prosperous state in the country. Actually, Florida is number 15 in the world. So thank you, Ken. We can't wait to ask you for more. Now about the building. As you can tell by looking at it, this is a truly historic structure. In fact, it is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Infirmary opened in 1931 to serve UF's student population of 3,000 and was expanded in subsequent years to accommodate a rapidly growing student body, especially after World War II. According to one news report at that time, The 1947 expansion cost whopping $325,000. I would love to see the construction costs estimated like that now. Some of you here today may even remember going to the infirmary as students to get treatment for a cold or maybe for a headache from staying out a little too late at night before celebrating after final exam. Our kids never go out. They just do it after final exam. So I came here. I had a little procedure, so 6, 7 years ago. I came right here to this building, and I went in and went to a room, and I said, oh, my God, is this where our students are coming? You know, and this is the moment they need help. So fast forward, with the help of our board, we decided to build a new infirmary where it should be, which right next to our football practice. And if you have seen the new building, is beautiful. So we closed this place in 2023, and us looking for what would be the best thing for this building as a historical building. Hamilton. You couldn't ask for a better place. And we have the pictures of the new building that we're going to take inside of this building out and build inside out. You see, it's going to be an amazing, amazing building. Again, thanks to the governor for funding us. And we are on our way today. When this project is completed in fall of 2027, with classes starting in the spring of 2028, the transformational will be absolutely stunning. The operative word is illumination. Interior spaces will be opened up to allow sunlight to filter in, creating an atmosphere of transparency, welcome to all, full of reading rooms, seminar halls, lounges, and quiet corners where students can learn and engage with each other. However, illuminations also reflects the top-flight educational experience our students will receive. And you know that by the faculty we have. We have the most amazing faculty at Hamilton anyone would want. After the Hamilton School, the curriculum will focus teaching leadership and enduring values that our founders believe were essential to a free society. And that's as it should be. It is now my pleasure to welcome our president, Dr. Donald Landry, whose leadership and vision continue to guide the University of Florida to even greater heights. Dr. Landry.
Thank you, Chairman Hussaini, and many thanks to Ken Griffin for his generosity, for his support. It's an enormous privilege to be here with you today to celebrate an extraordinary moment for the University of Florida. As the sage has noted, tradition, and what greater than the canon of Western civilization? Tradition is not the worship of ashes. It is the preservation of fire. And the fire burns bright at the Hamilton School for Classical and Civics Education at the University of Florida. This bonfire represents the vision and boldness of a governor, a legislature, a board of trustees. Others have tried to kindle such programs. Many have seen their efforts falter and extinguish. But in Florida, at the University of Florida, things are different. By virtue of the inspired leadership of Governor DeSantis, the Florida legislatures, Chairman Hussaini, and the Board of Trustees of the University of Florida, their boldest vision of a massive Hamilton school with the highest standards for faculty, directly joined to the president and provost of this university. This was conjured into being, reified with the hiring of 48 faculty in under 3 years, a blink of an eye in academic time. And now we meet at a groundbreaking as a classical and traditional infirmary is transformed into a home for what we hope and believe is the remedy for what ails the academic enterprise of this nation. That's why we're here. This is the foundation that we have established. This is the structure we're going to inhabit, and we're going to be of service to the nation, to the state. Thank you.
I know I can stand here and try to go everything our governor has done, and he would say, get on with the program. So with that, let's welcome the governor of the state of Florida, our governor, Ron DeSantis.
Well, thank you, Maury. And Maury made a comment about what we're doing will impact our kids, and certainly here at the Hamilton School, I think of that. But I must acknowledge, the Florida Governor's Mansion is located in Tallahassee. My kids were 2 and 9 months, and the third one wasn't even born when we moved there. And now they're all in elementary school, and they haven't been quite as willing to entertain the Gators as an option at this point in their lives. And it's not through actually have I offered to take all 3 of the kids, and I didn't have any takers from that. So you got a little more work to do when it comes to the kids. So we'll work on that going forward. But this is a really important landmark. When we went about establishing the Hamilton School, and we've done it in other institutions, I think, also effectively, but I don't think anyone has been as effective as what's been done at Hamilton. We saw what I think a lot of people have now seen over the years, some of the missteps of modern academia, turning your back on the core pillars of Western civilization, the foundational principles that made the United States what it's been. And it's almost as if the core classical learning and studying citizenship and studying the foundations in many places just become a lost art. So we knew that there was a desire for this. We knew that it was important to be able to do. And I was very excited to support all of these efforts. But I will tell you, if I look at some of the faculty that have been recruited here, I look at all that's happened in a relatively short period of time, it's definitely exceeded my expectations of what I thought was possible. The Hamilton School here at the University of Florida is the premier place for the study of Western civilization and the foundations of the United States of America. I have no doubt about that. And I know we sent some of these folks on a pilgrimage to meet Robbie George up at Princeton many years ago to learn what they were doing here. And it's just been so impressive to be able to see all that's been done. I do want to thank Maury Hussaini, the chairman of the board, as well as other trustees at the University of Florida. We got a great people that are on that board. And, you point people to boards, and sometimes people want to be on a board to just say, hey, I'm on a board, whatever, and then not do anything. These guys are putting in so much time and so much effort, and they've got a lot of other irons in the fire in their lives. They're not getting, obviously, compensated for it, and have really, really worked hard to make this vision a reality and even more greater heights going forward. I don't think you would be in a situation where the University of Florida is being ranked by City Journal the #1 university in the entire country without really strong leadership and that type of effort. So thank you for all that you've done, and thank to everyone else on the board for that. I also want to thank Dr. Landry for taking the reins here. You see him talk for just a few minutes. This guy's the real deal. He is incredibly accomplished, tremendous doctor, tremendous scholar, and obviously he's hit the ground running here, and I think he's done a great job. And as the University of Florida continues to reach new heights, you got a great guy at the helm who's able to lead this effort. So welcome aboard again. I'm glad you like the Sunshine State. You're not the only person that's moved from New York to Florida in recent years, but you're a big-time value add. I do want to also thank Ken Griffin for the generous donation. Ken moved his company. Now, Ken was from Florida, so he has ties. He moved his company here less than 5 years ago, I think, and he may already be the #1 philanthropist in the history of Florida, but he's certainly at the top in just a few short years, and so his support from here is very generous, but as Maury said, that's just a down payment. We're going to go back and hopefully you guys ask him for more because he's done so much across so many different things, and it's been really exciting to see. I also want to congratulate Justice Charles Kennedy for being named the next leader of the Hamilton Center. And I think he's just like a home run choice. First of all, he's got a tremendous academic pedigree, having graduated from Yale Law School. He's also been the intellectual leader on the Florida Supreme Court for almost 20 years, including when it was a lonely voice on the Florida Supreme Court back in those early years. But he also has great experience as a state representative, as a U.S. congressman. He served high up in the executive branch in Florida. And so what we're doing at Hamilton, we don't want this to just be esoteric debates, right? Just sit here and it's kind of pie in the sky, just, nothing but theorizing. What we're trying to do is build an intellectual foundation in the students so when they then go out, they can become leaders and be great citizens of this republic. And I think Justice Kennedy brings that experience because he would not have been able to excel in all those different aspects of public service unless he had that strong intellectual foundation and unless he understood how do you apply these timeless principles to the issues of the day. And so congratulations. Thank you for your great service to the state of Florida. And, this wasn't the reason why he got it, or probably not even a factor, but I do think it's great that his wife will be Speaker of the House soon. So I think hopefully we can assume that we're going to get great support for Hamilton out of the Florida legislature. So thank you, Representative Kennedy, for being supportive of this. So this is a great day. I really look forward to being able to do this. We have the top public university system in the country. We have the cheapest for tuition. We have not raised tuition since I've been governor. It's $6,300 for our Florida residents. You can't beat that anywhere else. There's some people in this audience that would wish we would charge a little bit more maybe, but we're not doing it. We're going to keep going on because I do think it's important that young people have an opportunity to get a great education without having a $100,000 millstone around their neck in the form of all this student debt. That has not served students well over the last generation, and I think what we're showing in Florida is it can be done where you have really high quality at a price that's affordable. And get this, we have programs like Bright Futures. If you're good enough to get in the University of Florida, you're probably good enough to get the Bright Futures, and you get your tuition paid for, or you get 75% paid for. And then we also have something called the Florida Prepaid Scholarship Program. So families can pay a little bit as their kids grow up, and then they have an opportunity to go anywhere in the state tuition-free that they can get into. And get this, because we've held the line on tuition, twice since I've been governor, we have rebated money from the Florida prepaid to prepaid families because they paid under the assumption, which was a reasonable assumption, that there would be some inflation in the cost of tuition. We haven't done that. They got their money back. If you were in some of these other states, they would not have sent you your money back. I can guarantee you that. So this is a great model, what the University of Florida is doing, what the state university system is doing. But right here at Hamilton, I'm really proud of the progress. I mean, I read some of the bios of some of these faculty members. Really, really incredible. I mean, if you want to study, you know, the history, the classics, all those other things, this is where you want to be, and we've shown the commitment by working with the legislature, and you're going to continue to have my support as we move forward in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. So God bless everybody that's been a part of this. I look forward to breaking ground, and I'm going to bring my kids to the Florida State game, so if any of you Gator fans have any magic potion to maybe get them to take a little bit different tact in their in-state rivalry, I will make sure that they listen to you. Thank you.
Governor DeSantis, President Landry, Mr. Husseini, and members of the University of Florida Board of Trustees, Justice Kennedy and Representative Kennedy, and distinguished guests and colleagues of the Hamilton School and the University of Florida. In 1790, when the leaders of the Jewish synagogue in Newport, Rhode Island, grew anxious about their future under the new American Constitution, George Washington wrote to assure them that this government gives to bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance, and requires only that they who live under its protection should demean themselves as good citizens. Easy enough in 1790, but what, we wonder, makes someone a good citizen today? It was the first concern of Washington's generation that schools at every level be the shapers of that good citizen. For in a democracy, all authority for government lies in the hands of those citizens. And so the new republic's earliest school textbooks were filled with a number of stories, mostly taken from the history of America and adorned with a short and easy explanation of the Constitution of the United States, in which the great principles of liberty and of the federal government are laid down and explained. I have often asked my students, what moment in the Constitution speaks in the most important way to you? Sometimes the answer is the preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. Sometimes it's the cluster of rights gathered in the First Amendment, where no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press is allowed. But when they turn the question back to me, I respond with an underappreciated statement in Article 1, Section 9. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States. In the American experiment, there is no other title except citizen. Everything else, from president on down, is temporary and instrumental. Citizen remains the first and permanent title of every American. It is from the challenges of the fractured and violent politics of our times that we have been forced again to the great question of the citizen, and with it the golden words that run through those old textbooks: freedom, liberty, consent, choice, equality, rights, representation, law. We hear this question of the citizen in place after place, in college after college, in university after university, and especially here at this gifted University of Florida, as we celebrate the building that will be the home of the Hamilton School of Classical and Civic Education. For here, we will draw on the heritage of the classical tradition of the West to understand the meaning and the promise of the citizen. And our tutors will be Aristotle and Cicero, Hayek and Havel, Montesquieu and Locke. And we will turn to the examples and the sacrifices of Washington and Hamilton, of Douglas and King, of Stanton and Anthony, of Mark Twain and Charles Ives as our guides, to discovering in the American experience those inalienable rights which are the gift of the Creator to every man, woman, and child. We will remember today, on this 162nd anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, the great proposition to which we are dedicated, and dedicate ourselves anew to its new birth in freedom. We will reach out with one hand to every student who wonders what they must know and do to be that good citizen, and with the other in shared mission to all our colleagues across this great university, so that in time to come, people will speak of this university and the state whose name it bears as a beacon of the American future, a future all Americans can share, where there will be but one title and one aspiration, that of citizen. Thank you very much.
My friend Alan is a very hard act to follow. Governor DeSantis, President Landry, Chairman Hussaini, and Chief Justice Kennedy, members of the University of Florida Board of Trustees, and distinguished guests. It's an honor to be present at this ceremony, which marks a key moment in the history of educational reform, not just in Florida, but throughout the United States. It is a day to celebrate the creation of a beautiful home for the Hamilton School of Classical and Civic Education, and to express proud hope